At oakfurnitureland.com, you'll only ever find 1% solid hardwood. There are hundreds of deals to choose from at half particle board equivalent. And with free delivery and a huge choice of ranges, you can furnish every room in your home. Almost. oakfurnitureland.com. Sale now on.
The end of the year is wonderfully new. Join us now for the grand finale celebration at COM.
Some big challenges facing President Donald Trump and his foreign policy. Takes office January, the crisis in Syria, threat from and Russia and Iran influence in the Middle East. Now with retired Force General Jack Keane, he's a chair for the study of war, who's military analyst. It's often said that there's more continuity change in American foreign policy. You think that'll be the same with Trump after Obama?
No, I think we're going to see a change. I think President Trump,
does he not get up out of that 2% Obama trough to be able to pay off his voters in those industrial Midwest states who elected him?
So there's no way he's going to raise wages without faster growth, unless we can get beyond 1-2% to 3 or 4. The risk for Trump is that we're now 6 years into an expansion, one of the recoveries without a recession in U.S. history, and a lot of space to respond to some kind of big
is succeeding with Babbel. With 14 languages, Babbel gets you conversational fast for real-life situations. You'll be speaking with confidence in no time.
2 croissants, s'il vous plaît?
D'accord. And for you?
The octopus wants to date me.
Well,
Try Babbel.com for free today.
When we come back, January 3rd, we'll be moving to the Obamacare replacement resolution. The Obamacare repeal resolution will be the first item up in the new year.
The 115th Congress set to convene for the first time on Tuesday, and Republican leaders in the House and Senate are mapping out an ambitious agenda with tax reform, regulatory relief, and as you just heard, the repeal of Obamacare topping the list. So will President Donald Trump sign on to the Republican plans, or does he have some of his own ideas of how to proceed? Joe, so Paul Ryan's plan in the election the year before was, I'm going to map out an agenda, get all the Republicans in the House to sign on to it, and that means we're going to be able to take off on day one. Is that now what's going to happen?
I think we're going to find out, obviously.
But is that do you think at least they're going to try?
What Paul Ryan has done is he's built a remarkable consensus within the Republican conference around 6 areas of policy, whether it's tax reform, energy, health care. You know, the House has been awfully dysfunctional for the last 4 years with a lot of different factions. Now you've got a big majority for some of these ideas, and as far as we know, Donald Trump has said, I'm on board with this, certainly on taxes, certainly on health care.
Do you see any potential differences, Mary, potentially emerging between the Trump agenda and the House or Senate Republican agenda? Not just policy details, but priority lists.
Well, I think for Donald Trump, trade, as we talked about in the previous segment, is a big issue. He wants to punish companies that go abroad. That could bring him into conflict with the House. There's questions about the timing of Obamacare repeal and replace and the form that's going to look like.
But is he? I think those are both right. But will Trump want to do something more on immigration, for example? with is demand raise is important. I mean, you only do so many things, and I only think they have really a year to get the most important priorities done, Joe. What would you put at the very top of the Republican Trump list?
Yeah, I mean, I think health care, tax reform, and then something.
That being, and you by health care, you mean not just repealing Obamacare, but also replacing it.
Right. And what you have to understand is that the fastest diminishing commodity in Washington is a president's political capital. It's going to be going down every day that he's in office. So I think if they don't show some big movement by this summer, they're really the inertia of Washington is going to take over, and they're not going to deliver on this remarkable reform opportunity that they've got.
And Mary, I would argue that what you're going to see is early victories with a confirmation of a Supreme Court nominee and a lot of regulatory repeal, and those will be early victories they can rack up.
Yeah, I think you're right, and that's something that he can offer to Republicans in Congress, especially that Supreme Court nomination, absolutely immediately. But Paul, also, I think there's a big deal to be done on tax reform, not just with Republicans, but getting Democrats on board too. Think of the opportunity here for something like a business tax reform that you package as a jobs bill. You get some Democrats on board with some infrastructure spending. So Donald Trump could have some big victories early on if he wants them.
All right, thank you all. Much more to come as we look ahead to the new year. Up next, our panelists pick their person to watch in 2017.
Afoot and lighthearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. The East and the West are mine. All seems beautiful to me.
He stole the show at the debates, built a powerful political brand, and changed the game on social media. Now, tonight, Greg looks back at the year of Trump.
It's time for your local holiday gift report at Motion Kia. Randolph, Roxbury, Wharton. Even if you've been naughty, you can get a nice deal on a 2017 Kia Forte, just $79 a month. Denville, Parsippany, Rockaway. Get a holly jolly deal on a 2016 Kia Optima, just $99 a month. Mendham, Chester, Neckhong. We're spreading holiday cheer with a great deal on a 2017 Kia Sorento, just $149 a month. Motion Kia, making spirits bright this holiday season. MotionKia.com.
Thanks for coming in for the interview.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, we got your personal references, your resume, high school diploma or equivalent.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Yes, it's right there.
Great.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome to Optimum's Department of Simple. Our mission, make simple things and make things simple. Like that DVR button on your remote. That was our idea. TV to go. Us again. 24/7 support. You guessed it. Simply put, we'll make your Optimum service simple, or simple isn't my middle name. It's also my last name.
Getting the most out of Optimum is simple.
This is LaCourt's Family Auto Repair. As you can see, they have many highly professional employees. But when everybody uses a different email address, it sure doesn't feel that way. With Optimum Business, Tony here can give everyone a consistent, professional company email address. Company t-shirts might be another good idea. For more small tips for small business, visit OptimumBusinessTips.com.
So who will be the newsmakers in the new year? We're back with our panelist picks for the person to watch in 2017. Dan, start us off.
Well, Donald Trump has promised to defeat Islamic State, so my person to watch is the new Secretary of Defense, former Marine General Jim Mattis. Jim Mattis was the former commander of the Marines in Anbar Province in 2004, and then he was the head of the Central Command, Central Command, which covers the Middle East, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. He knows the area cold from the level of boots on the ground up to 30,000 feet, Paul. After 8 years of the Obama policy in the Middle East, the strategy is going to be complex and even perilous. So I say watch Jim Mattis for the way forward.
2 points in particular. He disagrees with the historic positions of Donald Trump on Russia. Jim Mattis much more skeptical of Vladimir Putin, and also on the budget. He's going to want to expand the military. And Mick Mulvaney, the budget director, Dan, he's a skeptic of military spending. Thinks there's a lot of waste.
I think Jim Mattis and Donald Trump are going to have many interesting conversations.
All right, Joe.
Paul, my person to watch is Chuck Schumer, the New York Democrat and incoming Senate Minority Leader. A lot of Democrats are calling themselves the resistance. They're going to oppose Donald Trump and all his works on everything. Look, Chuck Schumer is not by nature or temperament the resistance. He's a transactional deal maker, and I'm wondering if he's going to make some kind of compromise with the Trump administration, whether it's on infrastructure, immigration, or tax reform.
But could he end up being run by Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders instead of him running the Senate?
Well, he sure could, but he's also got 10 members who are up for re-election in 2018 in states Donald Trump carried. They're going to have an incentive not to look like obstructionists.
Okay, Mary?
I'm watching China's leader Xi Jinping, who I think is going to test Donald Trump early and vigorously, far more than just seizing some underwater drone. And I think he's going to test him for largely domestic reasons. He declared himself core leader. He's consolidated his power. That means he has to assert his power over the party elites. And he also has to demonstrate to the Chinese people who are suffering, not just from a sluggish economy, but from endemic graft and corruption and these sort of daily indignities. He's going to have to give them something else to think about, and I think that's an area and a person we need to watch very closely.
Do you think it'll be a military test?
Yes, I don't see why not.
Okay, all right, James.
My guy is Harold Hamm of Continental Resources. This is one of the people behind America's fracking revolution that's given us so much oil and gas here in the United States. He's now got, finally, a non-hostile government coming in Washington. He's also got a world where the OPEC countries are saying they're going to cut production of oil. They normally cheat on these agreements, but let's say they take production down. So we might see U.S. energy firms really start to dominate the world market.
And what does that do to oil prices? Do you think that they're going down because of that production, or and what does that do to Saudi Arabia?
Well, this is the big question: is do Harold Hamm and the other frackers in the U.S. Look at this as a chance to grab market share, or is it an opportunity for them to boost their profits and kind of join the cartel unofficially that OPEC is in? So to me, that's the person to watch, and that's the big question, because the impact for U.S. consumers and the economy is huge.
All right, my person to watch is former Goldman Sachs executive Gary Cohn, who is taking on the role as National Economic Council Director in the White House. It's the most important economic job in the administration, maybe even in this case more important than Treasury Secretary, but we know very little about what he thinks. We don't know where he stands on taxes, for example. Is he a Keynesian, like spending for growth? Is he a protectionist? So how he exerts himself in this administration is going to be crucial going forward.
And it's kind of a question of how much harm can he do if he's not on board with tax reform, because you've got the president who wants it, the Congress wants it. If it doesn't happen, we'll know who to blame.
He'll be on board for tax reform. The question is what kind. How low does the rate go, for example? Where does he weigh in on that? Does he care about tax rates being low? We know Donald Trump is not ideological.
Right.
Okay, we have to take one more break. When we come back, our panel's predictions, fearless predictions for 2017.
My business is built with passion, but I keep it growing by making every dollar count. That's why I have the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. With it, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on all of my purchasing. And that unlimited 2% cash back from Spark means thousands of dollars each year going back into my business, which adds fuel to my bottom line. What's in your wallet?
Is your bathroom a disaster? Tired of scrubbing and breaking your back to clean that mess?
Hi, Anthony Sullivan here, and this is the Turbo Scrub.
The cordless rechargeable power scrubber that tackles even the toughest messes quick and easy. Look how it makes this old tile look like new. Turbo Scrub is tough enough to break down caked on messes for a deep clean on any surface. Use it in the shower for hard water stains, calcium, lime, rust and buildup. Nothing's better than the Turbo Scrub. For tough areas like the bathroom sink, watch the brush conform to fixtures and fittings. For ring around the tub, use the Turbo Scrub with the extension wand. You never bend your back, and it spins at over 300 RPM, making tough jobs like this quick and easy. To scrub up high or clean down low, Turbo Scrub's the way to go. It's perfect to cut through grungy grout on tile walls and shower stalls. Just scrub and rinse. With the comb brush, Turbo Scrub easily cleans those hard-to-reach areas like shower door jambs. Its angled bristles are perfect for getting into tough, hard-to-clean corners. If you hate cleaning the toilet, get a Turbo Scrub. It does the dirty work, so you don't have to. In the kitchen, easily clean cooktops, stoves, or metal grates. It cleans everything and the kitchen sink. It's perfect for scrubbing grime out of sliding glass door tracks and tackles road grime from your rims with ease. Call or click now to get the Turbo Scrub, complete with all-purpose brush, extension wand, and charger for just 2 payments of $19.99. As a bonus, you'll also get the comb brush and the flat brush free. Order now, and we'll double the offer free. Just pay a separate fee. You get it all for only 2 payments of $19.99.
To order, call 1-800-311-1437 or visit turboscrub.com for just 2 easy payments of $19.99, and we'll double the offer. That's 1-800-311-1437 or log on to turboscrub.com. Order now.
Time now for our panel's predictions for 2017. Dan, start us off.
Well, Paul, my prediction is that under the presidency of Donald Trump, the Republican Party is going to see a revision and even an upgrade of its relationship with the country's minorities, especially black Americans. You have Betsy DeVos taking over at the Education Department, a proponent of creating competition to failing public schools in the form of charters, or perhaps scholarship programs for minority students. And then over at the Housing and Urban Development, you've got Ben Carson. And Ben Carson isn't just going to be about building houses. I think Ben Carson is going to be talking about the structure of urban and inner city life. So in both those areas, I think you're going to see them working in conjunction with Donald Trump addressing